Welcome back. I want to hear what you witnessed, what you observed. Manny,
Yep.
you asked for an intuition activation. How was that?
Yeah, so it was like 5 generations ago, and there was war, and people were moving cities and countries, I don't know. But it was the hardship and the fear, like because of that.
Yeah, wow. And so if we fast forward, what was that like with your higher self?
It was like I just have to yeah, trust myself and keep showing up every day. And but then at that point I almost like felt like I fell asleep as well. Like I didn't receive the full message. Yeah.
Anyone else fall asleep? Like that can happen. It was still working at a deep unconscious level when I was writing the script. I'm like, team, they will fall asleep. And they were like, this is exactly what we want. So you did it perfectly, Manny.
Yeah, and like then again I was just listening to you, falling asleep and listening to you and then falling asleep. It was going on loop. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Wow. So it'd be interesting when I release the video. If you do go back and watch it, it'd be interesting, different insights.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Emily, tell me, what did you notice?
Um, that was so random and very dark. So when I first dropped into the scene, I was like, this is going to be nice to explain to everybody at the end. So it's so interesting because like what was happening, and when I say it, it'll be like, oh, but as you're watching it, I was just really neutral. I could see the face of this young girl, a woman that I was obviously quite close with, but I feel like they worked for us on a manor house somewhere. And I saw all of them being lined up and then shot from behind. But I think we were made to do it. And all that happened when I watched that happen was this like where I could only exist in my head. It was like this pattern of it's not safe to be in your body. We live here now.
Oh, what a message.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's kind of on brand with stuff that I've been going through lately. And yeah, that just got passed down and down and down and down. And that's where if I think about what I was talking about at the start with the women in my family, is that they're in their head and they're always like looking for the threat. And they don't really get to be present and enjoy life because they won't drop into their body. And then when I was there with my higher self, we were just like little balls of rainbow that just having a chat. Um, yeah, and it was just stay down here, and you'll like you got everything. You got everything you need. You're safe. Like just it's cool.
Wow.
Very cool.
Very, what a superb message. Like even like we live up here now.
Yeah,
Fabulous.
I couldn't feel anything beneath that. Like I was just, like my body just completely disappeared. Mm.
Then when we're with your higher self, then did you feel yourself open up more space in your body?
Not even just in my body, it was just felt like so connected to everything. It was like, and then when we looked at the DNA, it wasn't just the double helix thing, it was like colors that were then playing out and interplaying with everything else around it. It's very
Oh,
cool.
wow.
Yeah, thank you, Claire. Loved
Yeah,
it.
you're welcome. Like it's interesting, different kind of thought here, but it's interesting in this reality we only have access to a very limited number of colors, and it would be fabulous to hear if you activated that next level of color frequency.
Well, it was because when you were saying like light, but everything was dark and it was like movement made color come through. It was really cool. I felt like I was in the Matrix. It's rad.
wanted to play in your yeah, wow.
Yeah. They're like really vibrant. Yeah. But that would just flash up and yeah, it was cool. I don't know how to explain it. I wish you could make videos out of what projects out of your mind. It would be very cool.
Yeah, wow. Well, hold on to that and invite you to play with that within your breath work and your business and
Yeah.
kinesiology and things. Be like, watch this, everyone.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, cool. Anyone else want to share? Like, I want to hear it, but it's you're gone shy on me.
I'm happy to share. Mine was trippy.
Trippier than that.
Trippier. Yes, I had all the colours too, but my ancestors actually continued from the work I've already done. So, which was the Viking stuff that we gave up the magic for the land. So that Viking man, I saw his granddaughter going into the church as like in this grey outfit, and another granddaughter was a shopkeeper, and he was just absolutely resigned that there was no more magic, and he was saying this is the way it is now, this is the way it has to be, this is that. And he was really sad. It was really sad because that's how it was going to be moving forward. So
And so there
and
was
then
was there grief in that then? Like
yes, yes, it was. I just felt like he was my grandpa. He's not my grandpa. This is way back. This is
yes.
England, Viking, all that Last Kingdom sort of theme. And because I've worked a lot.
Grief is being in that gap between how it is and how you wish it was. So just even
Yeah, and it's like the young ones didn't even know the magic. So it was just like, oh, that's it. It's died. This is how it's gonna be now. It was really sad for him, but the young ones didn't know that was their new normal, if that makes sense.
So then tell
And
me the trippy fun stuff. What happened in
the DNA. So that was all sort of a dull greeny blue, but then it started lighting up like electric blue, and then sparking, and that was moving, and then like a centipede thing, I got like it was a bacterial thing, came out of my DNA. And then that just went off into the cosmos, and the higher me was helping heal the telomeres and stuff. So that was real. That was what was trippy. That was trippy.
Yeah,
That was trippy.
wow. Wow. So my interpretation, if I may share, is like that grief kind of maybe turned into resentment, which then festered in that fungal kind of environment for caterpillars and things to reside. Like it's almost like the grief hurts so much we just sabotage or turn it off.
Yeah, that centipede felt like AI kind of thing. That's what it felt like to me. It would looked like, and it just went off, and it'd been there in the DNA for a long time. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
That was trippy. I don't often get tripped out, but that was trippy. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. That was a really good compliment.
Yeah.
Trippy with Claire. Oh, fun. Anyone else want to share or go, oh gosh, I can't top that. There's no topping, but like anyone want to share there?
I certainly can't top that, but I've spoken to you about this, but a sign that my dad is around is a currawong. And so we went through my dad's line, and just as we were coming out of it and we were talking about needing support and stuff like that, a currawong came through. I was like, that was really beautiful timing. Like there's one outside and I haven't heard it since, but it was really beautiful.
Oh wow. So you're having like even the material world giving you signs that like that makes me want to cry. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when you did get to, again, that DNA activation, did you pick up anything within that?
Yeah, so more of it kind of came through as we came out of it, of what actually was going on, but the DNA activation was really cool. It was just like this long line of DNA and like different strands kind of flicking back on, if that makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah. Yeah, that's how I visualize mine.
Like
It
a
was,
switchboard type situation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And then was there anyone in particular that came on stronger, or it was all just like, yeah, let's go?
There was a little bit of like handing power over, um, and and stuff like that. But yeah, that was probably the main one that came through. And trusting self, I think was the other
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. Crystal, my intuition's being brought to you. I think Erin's just sort of given me a bit of an aha. I'm curious, Crystal. Although we couldn't hear you properly last time. Is your laptop sitting on a cushion hold covering the
No,
No?
so can you hear me now properly?
We can hear you. Just slightly. We're all
Hang on, let me. Can you hear me now?
Oh, just give me a couple of sentences what you observed.
Um, so I initially went back to probably 6 generations ago, to a man that had 5 guns pointed at him. And I get the sense that yeah, it was full on. I get the sense that the immediate sense that I got was that the intuition was passed from his side. It was more of a male thing as opposed to a female thing, which was different. But I had to dig a little bit deeper in that scene and worked out that he had outsmarted people with his intuition, and therefore they had come after him and literally in broad daylight were about to shoot him in the street. And then I looked over his shoulder, and he had a whole family, a wife with 3 little girls. So there was a whole scene there that I had to kind of dig a little bit deeper because I wasn't sure what was happening. But then when we went to the higher self part, my DNA flicked up. Like I actually had the shape of the telomere of the actual DNA, but then similar to what I think Erin had, someone else had it, but it was like some was switching on and off, and almost resetting a little bit, and the ones that were off, some of them were switching right back on again, and then it all just went into this like this crystal type, when the sun hits your crystals and it has that kind of, yeah, all of that, like a big curtain of DNA was just like right all around me. And yeah, it was took me a second to kind of process that.
The
And
visuals
then
that come to mind is like, I'm sorry, but in the Elf movie where he gets in the elevator for the first time and he's just like turn all the levels on, like
literally that's what it felt like, because I was watching it, and some of them were like turning off and turning on, and then some of them were turning back on again, and it was like I couldn't work out what was happening, and then it all just turned into like this crystal curtain pretty much. And I was like, yeah.
wow. Now this will be interesting because I want to quickly check in with Evie. But see the DNA lineage, Crystal could have gone down her dad's side. I'm curious, Evie being her aunt, same or different? You went to a different spot? Oh, you're on mute.
Completely different. Mine started out as the Oracle at Delphi, talking through fire. And then it changed to a young girl, and over the top of her was all this hair, but it was braided big enough to shield the child, who walked into a fire covered with the hair on the outside of her, and she walked into the fire, but she was still talking to people, right? And then I saw the helix the DNA strand, the helix, was a blue-white body of fire. And then that freaked me out. So
Wow.
I don't know about wow, but kind of just, what the fuck was that?
Well, that one too.
Fire! I'm on fire. What's going on? So yeah, that kind of, I just stopped. I went into panic when I saw fire, which is what I do anyway. Funnily enough, I have a healthy respect for the fire, but I stand way back.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know what that means, so I have no idea.
Do you want? I would encourage your intuition to bring the answers up, but does anyone want to share what fire means? I've got my interpretation.
Mm.
Come on, Angelique.
Oh, I was talking about this with a girl the other day. Hey, you burn everything down and rebirth. Burn it to the ground and rebirth. That's how I see it anyway.
I would
It's
agree.
fierce, but it's like nurturing afterwards, because like after a fire, the new buds come out, and it's like it's that fierceness, but that nurturing. Yeah.
How does that resonate with you, Evie?
Yeah, I don't know, burning down what though. That's
Everything.
I burned it all down 2 years ago.
Yeah, this is like what we said at the beginning. Like sometimes with that, going from like a single person coach to being in a team, you don't know that there's blocks coming up for the next thing until you actually ask for it. So you have burnt down everything in the past, and it's now burning, in my interpretation, burning anything that's in the future that stopped you from that next level.
Mm.
Yeah, all right.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah,
We'll
I'm
just
getting that. They're stuck. They're stuck. She needs to
I
do
need to start working with matches.
a little grass fire. I'm seeing little grass fire to get that oomph going again.
Nice.
Okay.
Bring the heat to Melbourne, Evie.
Well, I've got to come at some point.
Well, and so Jess, you and I are going to be recording an interview about. I won't ask you to share now. I'll ask you to share next week when we're doing the interview. But it was like, was that what you thought it would be?
Honestly, I can't sleep.
You just sleep?
Oh no, can you hear me?
No.
I feel like I have I feel like I missed out right now, but at the same time, like I know that I had aha moments because I was I also was coming in and out, and I know I had the breakthrough at the time, but I can't remember what that was now. And I'm like listening to everyone going, oh, I wanted to play in all of that.
Still be sitting there. That's all right. We'll chat and I'll get it to come to the surface.
Yeah, can I please
That's
have
funny.
the recording? I want to do it again.
I'm the same, Jess. I know that there was stuff happening, but I honestly don't think I've been that deep ever. So as soon as
Yeah.
I got up and I came to, I feel like I forgot everything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The energy will still happen, but
Yeah.
it's just that's
Yeah,
like
that's
doing
good.
really, really deep hypnosis.
Yeah.
It's the shifts in the energy will still happen, but
I feel like I
yeah,
slept
you
for
may
5 hours.
time got switched off and we went outside of time and played. Well, if
Oh,
you do end up with any questions, you're welcome to message me, but hopefully you notice some shifts.
I reckon I'll dream about it tonight.
That's the intention for the remembering to come.
Claire, do you think that's so they don't overthink it?
They can't interfere.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Is that
maybe.
why?
Yeah, it's a
To
good
get the
strategy.
brain out of the way?
Mhm. Yeah, and when as a hypnotherapist, you can definitely put people into a really heavy duty trance and they don't remember a thing. And in those trance sessions, you need to hit record and get their voice talking, and they can start talking in ancient language, other languages, all all sorts of most magical things come to the surface. But the disappointing thing is they don't remember it. They have to go and listen. And then when you do that really heavy trance, you can go between lives and get more insights. Then yeah, it's magical what can come. You know, insights into Atlantis and star seeds and all things. It's fun.
I think I just remembered something.
Oh, there you go, Angelique. You're working your magic.
Very vague, but because my parents and grandparents experienced a war, but I went back to maybe, I think it was 7 or 8 generations, and there was another one, like down the same lineage. So yeah, that's what just came through to me.
Yeah, you've got lots of war energy around you.
Yeah.
And then the sense that I get is that somewhere in your soul's lineage is like, okay, well, let's do the complete opposite to war. Let's do peace. Let's sign up, you know, at a nunnery. And it's sort of like, yeah, that's also its own trap. It's peace. So yeah, it sounds like you're on that, that quest for freedom. Oh, well, I'll just quickly check if anyone else wants to share or not. Otherwise, we can all be on that quest for freedom.
I've just got something for Vanessa that just dropped in. In the wars, the nunneries and that were the actual safe places, the churches usually, weren't they? They were the safe places that the soldiers and that didn't usually come into back in the day. So
that's interesting to think about it that way.
That's an extreme level of polarity there from safe place to war. And yeah.
That's really interesting. I feel like my brain's just integrating all of that.
Right, when you get to the bananas tomorrow at the supermarket, we'll all come in.
No.
Those damn bananas.
Or the pineapple, whatever.
Oh.
And on that lovely note, what I'm going to say is a big thank you for everyone for playing and participating and getting the activations. I'm so excited to see you in 2 weeks to hear all the ahas. Put a note in your phone when you're getting them, like, oh, yeah, that now makes sense, or had this cool thing happen. I want to hear all of the yummy ahas. Next time we come together, we're going to explore the not the the timeline script of being back in the womb. And if you've had a look at that script in the timeline book, then it's all about, instead of being lovingly connected to your mum, having a look at the connection to Mother Earth and how her whole entire being is here to support your growth and all the things.